Hey everyone, welcome back. Today is May 3rd, and Baro has returned to the Kronia Relay on Saturn. We've just recently had a dev stream about a week ago covering over the massive damage changes as well as what's coming with Jade Shadow and more with it, the Kuva Sobek and the Tenet. Why do I not remember which Tenet it was right now? Anyways, the big thing is that many changes are in store. Are you excited for the elemental changes, and what do you think it's going to do to your builds? But let's see what Baro has brought this time. We have our Prisma Lotus Sigil. Ah yes, the Tenet Galaxian. Thank you. It would be on your chest, but it's a little bit hard to see because I have a chest plate on my volts. But at least, yeah, you know that's roughly the default size of it that you can change with settings, blah blah blah. Lotus mix with some flower aesthetics. Okay, Prime Pistol Gambit. Obvious mandatory choice because, I mean, we have so many crit scaling pistols for raw damage, even like Spore Lacers, but also hybrid popular ones these days, like the AQ-Core. Which other ones do we have? Honestly, I'm having a massive brain fart right now because we woke up not too long ago, but there really is no reason not to grab this. Okay, so we also have Primed Quickdraw. This one I would recommend, especially if you like using the Tenet Plinks. Then it's going to serve as a huge aid in cutting down the battery delay before it comes back. So I would recommend picking this one up too. There's a couple other pistols that could be nice on if there's spare space. Like say if you're running a Spear X, which is actually strong enough, you could technically slot this. I'm sure there's more that I can't think of right now. I would recommend picking this one up, but the crit one it's just mandatory. If you don't pick this up, like, what are you doing? You're grieving yourself. Okay, Paris Abra Skin. It returns, once again. A very, very old skin. If you wanted a little bit more of a mineralistic look, like polished, precious gems for your Paris, I guess you can take it. I don't really like the default colors. I don't know how it colors with different colors. So you'll have to figure it out yourself. Mileage may vary. Prisma Koi Sentinel Tail is back once again if you'd like to pick it up. It's there. We have our Display Argyle if you want some cool stuff in your ship or presenting into the dojo. We also have Mark of the Beast. Now, this one's actually pretty fun. I would recommend picking it up, especially because glaives are super easy to get kills with these days. And say, like, if you want some headshot scaling stuff, like, say Demless, because Demless don't really die as easily from glaives. Well, the old school choice for this was a very, very juicy, fun buff stick for your Piranha Prime. We couldn't really complain about more status and more crit chance, right? Plus, it fits on your glaive, and glaives typically are definitely not hurting for damage. You could easily fit one of these on. So this is more of a for fun thing, not necessarily recommended as in you really have to, but it is very helpful and feels comfy to use if you want to dedicate yourself to a glaive plus pistol kind of play. Prisma Nabarus is back. As it always is, I'd say like every 2 months or so. Looks on your shoulders just like that. The entire Prisma Edo armor set returns once again. Samurai inspired for the shoulder pieces. It actually looks pretty nice, I find. However, for the leg plates, in my eyes, it leaves something a little bit to be desired. I'm not as fond of these ones, but if you want to pick those up, each and every single part is now available. The tassels are also here if you want to place them on your chest for something a little bit more minimalistic. Now, if you want to cosplay as Bane from Batman, now is your chance, but of course the operator will not be able to compensate in the muscle mass, even if you pick the Drifter, but it is there. Viper Wraith. Didn't this thing literally just show? I swear I just covered this like 3 or 4 Baro visits ago. Okay, this thing is MR fodder because one, does not have an Incarnon form. I don't know if it ever will. There's nothing Grapevine that would suggest it. 2, it's impact weighted. Puncture at least gives extra flat crit. Impact is just pairs on. And there's many other things that can do that better than this. It dumps its entire magazine in 1.5 seconds. Its reload is 0.8 seconds. If you put Lethal Torrent on this weapon, you spend more time reloading than actually shooting the weapon. The weapon sucks. We can't save it. Maybe one day they'll do something about it, but right now it's just garbage. Ammo economy is crap. The status chance is crap. Crit multiplier basic. Crit chance basic. Damage per bullet low. IPS type garbage. So yeah, Opticore Vandal. This is a fun stick. I'd say it's kind of fallen out of the meta these days because it's it has to compete with AoE, but it's still quite fun. I like the way it makes it sounds when it shoots. Also, the only other way to get this is running your 100 Thermia fractures. So if you wanted to pick this weapon up for MR or just try it out and enjoy it, but you couldn't stomach running 100 fractures, this is a chance you can grab it now. But do be warned, it is basically a glorified railgun. It works, but it doesn't really do much beyond that. You're going to need grouping or a couple of other things to really get better potential out of this. The Domasan Dana returns once again if you want to grab it up. It's basically like the black and white version of the Kuva variant that we've had in the past. I would imagine the color's okay as a result, but it's pretty basic. The Prisma Companion poster is available for your dojo or your orbiter, as well as the Puspa Luxum ornament that you can place as well. We have a 3-day mod drop chance booster. Now, do be aware, this affects arcane drops from Void Cascade. So if you want to farm arcanes, either to turn into Phosphor or to sell for platinum, then you should probably stock up on these. You can grab as much of them as you want. There's no limit. They're not exactly cheap. It's 500 ducats a pop. But, well, if you really want them, you better get grinding. I know people that stock up on several months worth of this, so tide them over until the next time Baro brings it back. It is here. You can get it. Plus, you probably have enough ducats from Protea Prime farming anyways, from all of the other garbage that dropped along the way, right? Okay, Mantis Sidonia skin, if you like the Inaros aesthetic, that is here, matching his lore. Secret History Replica. This is another decoration you can put in your ship and your dojo if you so wish. Exo-Sac Archwing with a coupled flashbang to boot. This basically paints your inflatable archwing with spray paint gold. That's pretty much it. That's what it looks like. If you want that look, it is available. Peculiar Audience. If you want the Void to laugh at your enemies and watch them squirm in suffering as you completely annihilate them and remove their chances of ever seeing their brothers and sister again and being a disappointment to their ancestors, then yes, you can pick up this mod and slot it on your weapon. Well, on your Warframe. But that's basically all it does. It's just spitting in the face of your enemies. It does not help you or anything else, but it is kind of funny. Prisma Thrax Sigil goes on your chest. If you like the way it looks, I mean, I guess you can have a super defined, well, sharp jawline if you so choose. Sense of Gnarls Blueprint for obviously the titular quest. Good way to farm Kavat codes if you've never done it before and you're in dire need of them. Otherwise, it's just your typical quest. Feypath Femra, as always, also as the cosmetic, and if you show up with Inaros Prime, then the Lost Signal will show up as a item in the shop, which starts a quest to escort Baro himself. Want to know what it gets? Well, you'll have to do it yourself. All right, that's what Baro has brought this week to Warframe, both on PCs and consoles. Do stay tuned. Next month is when we expect more news on the upcoming updates. But the big one that I'm really waiting on is the new weapons and the damage rework. What do you guys think about it? Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. I'll see you all next time.